Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Stitchin Post. I'm Nancy. Welcome to Knitting with Nancy. Today I want to show you our newest company we have brought in. It's Dando Yarn, and I'm going to pull up one so I can show you. The first that Val is showing you is a cotton DK. It's 100% cotton, 185 yards for $17.10. And I want to showcase this sweater. It's a very light and airy item. We also have it in a shrug up above. It's a little harder to see. Val will have to get a little closer. So it's a tape yarn that kind of knits thick and thin, but it does show stitch definition and it's really quite beautiful. The next, and look at this color, is that not gorgeous purple? This is called Silk Plus. It is 227 yards, 76% silk, 24% cotton. It is sport to DK weight. It's $19. It is beautiful. I am going to kind of have Val's going to slowly move back over here. Look at this pattern. Yumika, who is the designer and owner of this company, I love her designs. I'm going to pull this up to show this underneath. If you can see, she's very asymmetrical in her knitting and does a lot of diagonals. This is knit on the side. I'm going to show you the patterns. And this also is in the Silk Plus. And look at the drape on this for you and her designs. I just love them. She is so unique. The yarn is all from Japan and it's just beautiful. The last new yarn I'm going to show is linen. Now, unlike others, this is a chained yarn. It has a really nice feel to it and drape. It's 100% linen, 124 yards for $18. And it is a hand wash. It's beautiful, and I want to, if we can get close, this one of her designs again is knit side to side, but she just does beautiful, beautiful work.
Trying to get it all in there, you guys.
But we also have another video we did of this that is available and up and on YouTube. And look at these, just because I had to put them here. These are Val's bags. These are all that are left. She has hand printed all of this on velveteen. And look at the inside. I have to open it up just because I was so excited. Look at this fabric inside. All her own work. These are available online. They're $45 each. For it. So we are going to then come over to the table because I do want to show you something today that you'll need. It's a little bit of a shorter video, so we're going to kind of walk over. Again, it's a little different. We're trying to move around the store on some of these videos. So for those of you who are doing the knit along and the sweaters, as you know, I did show clip and turn, short rows. For those, a lot are finishing up. And this band here, and I believe all three use a what I'm going to call a sew-on band. You're not picking up stitches to do a band. And if I turn to, oops, the very back, it does talk about attaching the front, and it asks you to do using the mattress stitch to attach it, but in order to join on the back you need to do the Kitchener stitch. And what I've done here in some samples, and it's going to be a little tricky to show you, so I'm going to do my best. But this is a knit one, purl one rib. I've used larger yarn than what you use on your sweaters for it, and just to show you. So I'm going to pretend that these are 2 full bands. So using either your circular needles or double points, you are going to split the stitches, the knits on one and the purls on another. So if Val can get up close, I am just using a double point needles to split the stitches. And I had cast on 10 stitches, so what that means is I will have 5 in front and 5 in back. So, as you can see, looking at it, I have a front and a back. And I'm going to say this is my right side. So, and here I have a front and a back. And I'm going to leave Val for 1 second. I forgot my darning needle, so Val is going to tell you what a great day we're having here. Snow?
Oh, we did. We got a little snow this morning, but the mountains are out in all of their blanketed goodness. Did you see the mountains this morning, Nance?
They are beautiful. I have to tell you, when I see the mountains, it's how I breathe every morning. So you need to get a darning needle. We sell a few different ones at the store. They're called chibis. So if you notice, and coming back to this, right sides are facing up. I am looking at 5 knit stitches here, and I'm looking at 5 knit stitches here. Now you can either leave a tail that you're going to use, and I'm actually going to put the 2 together, or get a separate piece of yarn. You are going to pick up your stitches with, I want the wrong sides together. Or as I'm going to say here, we're going to pick it up and I've put right sides together. So both ways, doesn't matter which side you start with.
Just not a wrong and a right.
But not a wrong and
Okay.
a right. So they're knits to knits. Let these on the bottom just hang there. And now, using my tail, I'm going to do Kitchener. Normal Kitchener, there's nothing different. So in Kitchener stitch, first you have a locking stitch. So it's the second half through the front as if to purl and through the back as if to knit. And I'm pulling those to kind of taut, not tight. Now, I've locked my first stitches, Kitchener stitch. Knit off, needle 1 in front. So as if to knit, pull it through. Come to the second stitch on the front needle as if to purl. Come to the back needle. purl off that stitch, and knit on. So each needle gets 2 steps. To the front, knit off that first stitch, purl on. And notice how the yarn is always under the 2 needles. The back needle, purl off, back needle, knit on. Now the reason why it's a 2-step is you are actually weaving, and you'll see when I'm finished, we are weaving through, we are mimicking the knitting. So front needle, knit off, purl on, back needle, purl off, and don't forget, knit on. Because if you forget to do the 2 steps on each needle, what's going to happen is when you come at the end and go to take it off, it'll unknit. So front needle, knit on, knit off. Purl on, back needle, purl off, knit on, front needle, knit off, boop, and purl off. And I'm going to gently push these over. And you can see that that has brought them together. Still a little loose. And now I am going to do the same thing on these 2 needles. Let me just get my stitches. And you can use the same yarn or a different tail. And I'm going to do the exact same thing of the Kitchener. So, again, locking, don't forget the locking. So it's a purl on and a knit on in the back. And now, knit off, purl on, purl off, knit on, front needle, knit off. And I usually sing this. When I've taught this, I have a little jingle that goes through my mind. Back needle, purl off. Knit on. Front. Whoops, I keep wanting to do the front as a purl. Not enough coffee yet. And what we are doing, by doing this 2 separate ways, you are leaving it in a knit 1, purl 1 manner. And I think my last stitch here is a double stitch, and for the sake of the camera, I'm just going to leave it like that. And the last stitch. Whoops. There I go again. I'm not singing to myself. But, and it's kind of hard to see, but the idea is that these continue, and because I'm loose on here, but it has not changed coming forward. And I think I got offset. I'm just not tight here. But these are continuing, and the purls are underneath. So if this is your back band on your neck, it's going to lie flatter, and you're not going to see it. And it looked much nicer when I did my friend Chris's for her. So I'm rushing too much here. But it will line up your knit stitches, and the purls will still go underneath into the back. Because if you do all 10 to 10, it's going to flare out. And we want it essentially to lie more like this, together. We don't want it to come and look like that, because then your neck's going to flare out in the back. We want to keep this symmetrical. So any questions, come in and see me for those who are doing this. I do want to show in our book, they do go over Kitchener in the cast on bind off book. And I love the increase decrease book because it does show you lots of great ways. So I hope that helped this morning. I want to give a shout out to my sister Jo. Hope you're feeling better. I know she watches these every week when they come up and during the week. And so I wanted to make sure I said hi, Jo. It always tickles her when I say that. I will see you all next week. Have a good week. Stay safe. And see you. Happy knitting.